करते हैं. Hello everyone, welcome to SRIRAM IAS and welcome you all to the Prelims through PYQ series, which has been ongoing for various other subjects. Today we'll be looking into the important questions from the biology section. I have already dealt about the questions from the biotechnology and human disease. So today is a time where we'll be looking into the important questions from the biology. Specifically, more or less, this will be static in nature. It will give you a clarity on the part of conceptual part, and even it will help you to understand and predict the nature of the question that is being frequently asked from this section. So without any further ado, let's get started. So the first question is from year 2016. We have already dealt the question from 2024 till 2015 and 2016. So which of the following statements are correct? Virus can infect. See, these type of questions are very basic and very generic in nature. If you know something very basic about the virus, bacteria and its functioning, you can easily able to answer and cater these questions. Now the first is virus can infect bacteria, fungi and plant. Right, now if you look at the details for this particular question, now what exactly is virus, right? So virus is something which require a host, right? Which requires a host, and without this host something cannot take place. So in this particular part, it can impact bacteria, it can infect fungi, and it can infect the plant. So all three, that is 1, 2, 3 are the correct option. Now looking at the virus, what exactly is virus? Virus are not alive. Something it is not alive, it requires a part where a host is required, and virus is obligate intercellular parasite. That means it requires an individual part of body where it can actually flourish. Now the third is the requirement of the host cell is important to further reproduce. Virus cannot reproduce on their own, and it can be seen as a magnification provided by the electrons microscope as they are seen under the microscope, right? So virus basics are again important to give you an understanding about the basic part of it. Now the second question, which of the following is the processes involved in the photosynthesis? Now this is again very generic and basic. You must have read about the photosynthesis, how does it work, what are the formula that can be important here. So the first is it has a potential energy and it's released from the free energy. This is not correct in this particular context. Free energy is converted into potential energy and stored. This is absolutely correct. This is what the definition of photosynthesis is. Third is food is oxidized to release carbon dioxide and water. No, it's not the case. And the last is oxygen is taken and carbon dioxide and the water vapors are given out. Now this is not the actual mechanism of the photosynthesis. If you look at the formula which is there, see, this is solar energy, right? In solar energy we have carbon dioxide, water. The formula is 6 CO2 plus 6 H2O. When the photosynthesis process goes on, glucose and oxygen are released. So this is the formula of glucose is C6H12O6 plus 6O2. Now this is again very generic. There might be some question asking about the part of formula as well. But here what is important to understand that photosynthesis is a formula where free energy is converted into potential energy and it is stored, where plant is using this energy for further, where the process of development take place. Now moving ahead with the other question. This is from 2014. The question talks about which of the following organism or which one does not belong to the class of 3. Now there are certain category of animals which is given. The first is crab, mite, scorpion and spider. Now what you have to choose that which among the following belong to which particular category. For this I have a clear explanation to help you understand better. So see, these are the list of organism. First is crab, which is again a phylum of Arthropoda. All the organism that is mentioned belong to a phylum called Arthropoda. The same goes for mite, Arthropoda, scorpion and spider. Now what is the difference? The difference is in subphylum. Crab is actually under the Crustacea. The other phylum, the other organism which is mite, scorpion and spider is actually the Chiliarata. So make sure some basics, you will find this particular stuff in class 12 animal diversity, because UPSC has been asking question on the classification. They are not diving deep in specifically when it comes to class or subclass. They are actually confining themselves to phylum and subphylum. So do not dig down in terms of classification, because any animal classification have 6 to 7 vertical. They have class, order, genus, species, phylum, subphylum. You only need to cover the part of subphylum, right? So for this, the correct answer would be crab, right? A is the correct option. Now the other is, which of the following statement is correct regarding the vegetative propagation? Now vegetative propagation produce the conal population. This is the one. Second, vegetative propagation helps in eliminating the virus, and vegetative propagation can be practiced most of the year. Now when you look at the part of vegetative propagation, what exactly is this? It's using the plant cutting to reproduce from the existing plant. This is how the methodology follows. You can take down the pieces of a plant, you can implant it, and the plant will grow further. There are various types of vegetative propagation which can be again important for examination. First is asexual seeds, then we have rooting, we have suckers, grafting, and the division. These are basically the 5 important methodology where the vegetative propagations take place. Now for this particular option, the correct option, the vegetative propagation produce colonial population, yes it is. Vegetative propagation help in eliminating the virus. See, this is something explicitly is not mentioned, right? So we'll not consider this. The other is vegetative propagations can be practiced in most of the year, right? It's true. So we can have it basically 1 and 3 is something is the correct option. Now moving ahead with other question, this is from 2013. Improper handling and storage of cereal and grains and other oil seeds result in the productions of toxin which is known as alpha toxins. Which of the following is generally stored by the normal cooking process? Alpha toxins are what and produced by? See, you have come across many food product that is being kept in a specific jar or specifically part of the plastic box. What happens, like after a due course of time, you find that something coming out of it, the molds are actually being there. The classical example is bread, right? If you keep bread for a longer period of time, you'll be identifying that there are some molds coming the way. So these are actually the molds which is called as alpha toxins, and this is easily not being destroyed after cooking as well. So make sure whenever you are keeping something packed, should be sealed packed, it should be airtight, so that the alpha toxins are actually not being generated. Now the other question, that is, consider the following statement with regards to mineral. This is from 2013. It is asking about the 3 specific minerals. This is calcium, iron, and sodium. Now these are the part of the chemical or the part of the minerals which is mentioned. You have to identify which of the following minerals are given required by the human body for the muscle contraction. Now if you look at each and every aspect of the mineral which is there, see what happens. Calcium is again important, calcium help. Sodium, when it comes to iron, iron do help, and sodium also helps. So 1, 2 and 3 are the important component. Calcium is actually giving the strength and the part of bone density which is there, which is something taken care by the calcium. You should have vitamin D where it is required. Iron is also helping in the construction when you see the hemoglobin, right? So hemoglobin part is taken care for the part of iron, and sodium also help in the muscle contraction part. So this is where all 3 are taken into consideration. Now consider the following animals. This is sea cow, sea horse, and sea lion. And the question that is being framed is, which of the following above is or are mammal? Now if you look at the question which is there, see, sea horse is actually not a mammal. Sea cow and sea lion are the correct options. So here 1 and 3, I'll show you the images which will give you the clarity of the sea horse. See, this is how it's actually look like, right? So this was a question which UPSC asked. Why? Because in this year it was a lot there in the news because of the conservation efforts of the seahorse. So it's a lot talked about that specific year. That is the reason the question was framed. So make sure when it comes to this basic type of question, you are reading the chapter on animal diversity. That will help you to gauge an idea about the specific part of the animal and its specific features. Now the other is, which of the following statement is or are correct? The first is, virus lack enzyme and necessary for generation of energy. Definitely true. The virus can be cultured in any synthetic medium. see, virus cannot be cultured in any synthetic medium. They require certain part of it. And viruses are transmitted from one organism by biological vectors only. It is not only the biological vectors. There are various other factors. The non-biological vectors can be also taken into consideration for the vector growth. So in this particular action, the first, that virus lacks enzyme and necessary for the generation of energy. True. Virus can be cultured in any synthetic medium. See, when it comes to synthetic medium, virus cannot be cultured in synthetic medium. There's something requirement of a host. So for this, the correct option is A. This is just to give you an impression that this statement is correct, but virus actually require a host. The first question that we have discussed, you must have gained some clarity on that aspect as well. So we come to end with the session. This was something very important, the questions that has appeared till 2013 that we have discussed. Now, all the questions that we have discussed from 2024 to 2013, these are again important. The options that has been explicitly given in each and every question will help you to understand the nature of the question that is being framed and how you need to actually have an approach for that specific questions coming your way. Make sure you are having a practice on it so that if the question reappears in the examination for the upcoming prelims examination, you are easily able to gaze it out. Thank you so much for watching. Wish you all the best.